Peace. Blessings to the preservers. I guess I say blessings to the preservers for the ones who have preserved the truth, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of ourselves, or knowledge and wisdom of ourselves. Without those who have preserved their piece of the flame, we would not have been the recipients of it. So I say thank you. But nonetheless, we should talk to the so-called leaders of our people. How can y'all be sitting here with a certain truth? So you say, and it's many of you, yelling, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And I'm from this tribe, and I'm from this house, and I come from this land, or this ideology, etc. And yet, look at our people and the state of our people, and allow the foolishness to go on. Everybody now speaking about prophecies being fulfilled. Every book, prophecy being fulfilled, or scriptures, or however they have it. But keeping my people out of it. How can it be? How can any prophecy be fulfilled and not include my people? It can't be. Wars and talks of wars. It can't be. Seeming fake or staged. To the so-called leaders, you have a mass following or army behind you. And some of you even go to the extent to claim that you are the Almighty embodied. But don't validate these claims. No validation for the claims. But had the nerve to bash others. Childish. And it's foolishness at its finest. Nonetheless. So wars and talks of wars, but we have no defense. Y'all like to antagonize people. Y'all like to ruffle feathers, but can't defend a thing. I speak to our soldiers, sleep soldiers, which they label gang members. I speak to our generals and lieutenants, or the many degrees of this war. But for the gang members, which they call OGs and big homies and big lokes and whatever. You got to know we deal in degrees. You got to know it can be an expression of the blind leading the blind. And your dead state, you're the greatest. Because y'all are soldiers, but they programmed you to be gang members, to be the embodiment of crime amongst your own. In your dead state, you've come into a form of harmony, which I won't say mastery yet, a form of harmony with the language of fingers, which other ideologies make the world bear witness to, and they call them mudras. Two groups of people utilizing the same tools with different intents behind them to produce certain results. We must look at the results. for the gang members that they label gang members. Y'all throw signs, whether it be a C or a B. Some of y'all throw pitchforks. Okay. But it's biblical. So y'all see? I seen individuals throw these signs. These signs mixed with an array of whatever other things, respectively, to another individual who is in that same group. And that person understood what I said, the signal, the frequency that got sent out. They received it. And it conjured a thought, an energy in that person to go play out amongst or on another individual, usually their brother or their sister. And they produce usually a low form of wisdom from the action, usually death. But I sit there and watch other individuals who say they're rooted in certain ideologies or spiritualism throw the same signs, but sit down and meditate and go into self and say they producing a God or talking to God or raising the frequency of their self to a God-like state. So they're producing life. Throw the same sign you just threw. Or the same sign that one of your brothers or your sisters threw because they thought it was cool and wanted to be like you, but didn't understand the luggage that come along with it. And you played out foul intentions on them. But that person who threw the same sign, who sat down with the intent of raising himself and contacting his higher self to pull his lower self up and become harmonized and become one, you did nothing too. Nothing. And they even look down upon you. You don't find it odd that they make you war amongst your own. Something strange there. We speak about the deluge and the water, the great flood that overtook the earth. But water can be wisdom. It's synonymous. So for that water being on the ground, it was a low form of water. I mean, it was a low wisdom. To determine between the two, the high water that got produced or the high wisdom that showed itself or exhibited itself would be the rainbow that God made his promise to put a rainbow in the sky to assure that the earth would never be taken by this type of flood again. It was a promise. That was a high wisdom. We talking about conquering a thing or overcoming a thing. I seen some of the same brothers and sisters throw this symbol, the pitchfork, sideways, showing that their staff was in their hand. They was laying down. The staff was down. He was an attendant up, right, in that water. Your 3 was sideways, but it wasn't erect. Your understanding 3 wasn't erect to deal with that water. You was laying down, so you drown. If it had been up spiritually, you'd have been a master of that water, showing that you mastered and conquered that water. Poseidon or Oloko in your God state, the master of the subconscious, dark waters. The dark. They make you war amongst your own. Everyone's saying that they speak a different language. Well, the only thing universal is mathematics, and we speak supreme mathematics. So we A alike, we be alike, but we don't see alike. But who is you to judge someone else's sight, perception of a thing? So they dumb you down. And even some of our people, brothers and sisters, will say, you ain't seeing right. Yeah, you're not seeing right. Spiritually, you're not seeing right. Somebody fixed your eye. And this is why one of the scriptures say that he fashioned eyes for them out of clay and saliva. Clay will be your mental molding. And the saliva will be spit talking to you, speaking with you, a frequency that comes to handle and mold your thought and perception back to a correct state. How can you war amongst each other? Even in the time, look at the times. Have to stop bickering. You bash your brother and your sister. Nonetheless, who is you to judge them? What have you produced for them? Yeah. And who qualified you? It don't matter about the plaques in your walls. It don't matter what university you went to. When we get our scholarship from the universe, how can he equate? Don't equate. It's foolishness, man. All right. The 12 tribes I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the 12. And that's another thing. That's another thing. Like, they all say, fuck 12. Yeah, the frequency that they let y'all harness and it make y'all play out to disrespect your mother and your father. Everybody wanted to be Christ, but Christ taught to transcend the body. You must transcend the body. So we talk about principles, frequencies, thought, energies, nature, supreme mathematics. One is knowledge and two is wisdom, the mother and the father. So if you yelling fuck 12, how can you yell fuck your mother and your father? But yet, act like you shun the bare witnessing, the very bare witnessing of you calling them 12 and giving them the authority as your mother and your father. You like to yell, I'm original man, I'm original woman. Well, cool, in your original language. You know what I'm saying. See, we can't pick and choose. Y'all picking and choosing. I don't care what house y'all come from out of. Word. I don't care what house you come from out of. Care if you yelling you a Hebrew, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, a Jew, so-called Jew, whatever y'all got, a spiritualist, whatever is going on. It don't matter. At the end of the day, you have to be truth. That's it. So it don't matter about the plaques on your walls. It don't matter who qualified you. And at the end of the day, when you get caught, You have to be whatever you've been saying. It's simple. Y'all like to dress a lot of things up, boy. Make things more than what they is. They like to be more than what you are. That's the problem. It's the problem. Hmm. See, then y'all bash your brothers and your sisters.